Well, that's another WSL season over, and obviously ending in disappointment for Arsenal to lose the title by 1 point. Obviously, it's very difficult when you lose it by 1 point and 1 point only, not to kind of look back on certain games where Arsenal dropped points. And I know everyone will look at that Birmingham game in January. And for those who don't know, just to clarify, Arsenal lost one game in the league this season, and they lost it to the bottom team, Birmingham. Even a draw in that game would have given them the title because they had superior goal difference to Chelsea. But obviously, over the course of a whole season, there are things that go for you and things that go against you. And that's something we spoke about with Jonas Eidevall yesterday after the West Ham game. And he talked about how you can look at just hundreds of isolated moments in a season. And obviously over the next few days and weeks, Arsenal fans will probably do that. I'll do a write-up on the site probably Monday or Tuesday, just a bit of a season review over some of the things that have improved, because Arsenal have improved this season. They finished with 7 more points in the WSL than they did last season. I think there's clear progress to take the title race to the final day. That said, Arsenal didn't win a trophy this season, and that's their third trophyless season. And that's obviously something that really has to be rectified. But that's not really what this video is about. We'll do content over that in the coming days, and also we'll have a mailbag podcast out for you on Tuesday with myself, Pippa and Alex. And we've got we're not going to go dark over the summer coverage wise. We've got loads of podcasts lined up. We'll do articles. Obviously, I think there's going to be a lot happening over at Arsenal this summer. There'll be some players who are out of contract and who are going to move on, perhaps some fringe players, and I expect those to be announced maybe in the next few days. I don't know precisely. Obviously, still some contracts that Arsenal really want to sort out, with the likes of Niall Maritz, Caitlin Ford, and obviously Vivian Miedema, who will go on holiday for 2 weeks and mull over her decision. And obviously she has offers from every big club in Europe at the moment to think about alongside Arsenal's offer. But really what this video is just to say a thank you to all of you for engaging with the content this season, both the written content, the podcasts and the videos. So we've kind of been piloting the videos a little bit, trying to do some post-match videos. And really, we've been finding our feet with this, and I think this will be more of a feature next season. Obviously, this season still quite difficult with COVID restrictions and, personal access to players and things like that, understandably. Hopefully, that'll all be gone next season. So, hopefully we'll be able to get, some post-match videos with some players, some short bits once mixed zones are back across the league. And we'll do some more videos, I think, around the press conferences and things like that, and updates on situations. So we'll put out a bit more video content. That won't come at the expense of anything else. So we'll have the same amount of written content as well. So a big thank you to Jason Illigan, who has stepped in and kind of produced our video content and produced it in a very, turned things around very, very quickly after games. As well. But we'll do more of that, I think, next season, just to kind of add another string to the bow, as it were. A big thanks as well to Pippa and Alex Ibaseta, who we've added as a regular kind of member of the Arsenal Women Arsecast this season, with the mailbag episodes in particular, and we're really pleased with how they've gone. We started out, last season we were doing 1 podcast a month. We wanted to bring that up to 2 podcasts a month. And so we experimented with the mailbag kind of concept, and it's gone really well. And the reason it's gone really well is because you give us loads of questions when we ask for them. They don't happen if I put out a call for questions and nobody says anything. And quite frankly, we usually go an episode, we don't even use half of the questions that we actually get. And we're sorry we can't use all of them, but at the same time, I'm so happy that that's the case, because it means that lots of people are engaged. And not just listening to them, though even if you are just listening to them, that is great. But the fact that loads of people want to get involved and kind of ask their questions. So really thank you for that. Big thanks to Alex and Pippa as well for kind of bolstering our podcast output as well. I'm keen that it's not just my voice that dominates this coverage. And a big thank you as well to Kunjan as well, our photographer. So pretty much all of the images that we use on Arseblog News, with some very, very rare exceptions, are shot by Kunjan at the games. She is at pretty much all of the games. And again, we're really keen to use people who are, who are first of all good, which Kunjan is, but also who are really passionate about the team. and using that kind of, I guess, more independent content. So big thanks to Kunjan as well, and obviously a big thanks to Miedema Stuff as well, who's done some brilliant graphics for us this season. You know, with the analysis pieces, and Miedema Stuff turns those around very quickly, I can tell you, because I send those emails sometimes quite late in the evening, and they're in my inbox in the morning, which is not something I demand, but that Miedema Stuff does, and does brilliantly, and come up with loads of great kind of graphics and concepts for our exclusive interviews and things like that. Just been an absolute pleasure to work with, and just really given the site something, I think, and again, something I can't give it. I can't do that stuff at all. So really, really grateful to Miedema Stuff, who I know you all follow and love everything they do. But yeah, and you know, like I said, just a big thank you to all of you as well. I'm really proud of the content we put out about Arsenal women. I think I'd say quite emphatically that no one else does this volume of content around the team. And when I look around the WSL, I don't see many other teams that get this kind of, I guess, this much independent content. And we're really proud of that on the site. But the reason it happens, first and foremost, the editor, Andrew, he supports it. He supports it financially and has done for a long time. So we get to all of the games. We covered nearly every single game this season in person. There are a couple of exceptions. Obviously, I couldn't get to Russia, literally couldn't get to Russia for the Champions League qualifiers in August. And I had to bin Hoffenheim off. Hoffenheim away, that is, in December, purely because of Omicron. Not even because I had it, but because the game was 5 days before I was meant to go and see family in Brazil, and I couldn't risk getting it. So we had to cover that one remotely, but every domestic game was covered in person this season. And that's a testament really to Andrew for kind of supporting that and funding that as well. But also, like, just a massive thanks to all of you for consuming that content, because again, it doesn't happen if no one reads, if no one listens, if no one watches the videos, then it doesn't happen. It's that simple. And so a really big thank you to everyone for kind of getting involved and proving to us what we always knew, that there was an audience for this, that there is an audience for this. And I still think there's an even bigger audience for this that we need to tap into. And that's what we're going to try and do next season. So next season, we'll do the same. We'll be at, you know, hopefully every game again. And we'll do a few more videos. We'll keep up the podcasts and things like that. We'll be across everything in the summer. We'll continue with the podcasts over the summer. We'll continue with the mailbag podcasts over the summer. We'll do videos over the summer. We probably won't have player interviews over the summer because they'll either be on holiday or at the Euros. So that bit will go dark, but I might be able to drag in like an ex-player or two to keep things ticking over. And we'll do what we can around the Euros as well, particularly any kind of Arsenal specific content there. So we're not going dark by any means, but until then, like I say, keep an eye out for the season review article, which will go out in the next kind of 24 to 48 hours. Also, we'll have, like I said, a mailbag podcast on Tuesday, and we've got another couple of really good podcasts lined up that I think you'll like before the Euros as well. So thank you very much. And here's to next season, WSL Champions 2023.